Hello everyone, welcome to the validation world. Today we're gonna see the ingress protection protocol, or the IP that's called. So what does IP means? For those who are in the test and validation world, maybe this is kind of a reminder for you. So the IP66K, this is a sample, this is the ingress protection. This is an international requirement. And then if you use the first letter, you will for a solid, the second letter will be for a liquid, and this can be for pressure, but it's optional. Today we will focus on the liquid side. So this one we can put an X, IPX7, IPX8, which will be, this is for the liquid oil. So I want to focus more on the battery pack, especially this is the new electric vehicle right now. This is a new science. It's a new it's a new technology coming to the world. So how do we test to make sure those battery packs you can see on the vehicle, they can be 400 500 volts, and then they have high energy and high power. So you have to make sure that they are protected. So here a sample shows an open pack. You can see all those red gasket, all the interface. You have all the modules here, the bus bar, electrical connection, fuses, contactor, air, all the safety, and then everything is in here. So when you close it, you make sure you seal. When you test it, this picture shows, let's say this is the battery, this is the electrical sample component. You immerse in the water and then you take it out, and then that's over all those picture, man. So when we come to IP code X7 and X8, X as we don't care because that's for the solid, and then 7 8 is how low you put. So those are for today. We'll see the water tank or water submersion. So your component is fully underwater. So the sample is, that's how you do. But at the same time, you want to do accelerated testing. This is the beautiful about the accelerated testing. You have to put on a different condition, and then you see how it will be aged, how it will be affect the sealing through different temperature, different things. So you can be able to see if this pack is designed for 10 or 15 years, to make sure you validate those sealing integrity in a 1 week. It can be days, it can be hours, but we just want to make sure you follow all the requirements. So let's jump into test condition and requirement. So you have to satisfy to the design team, you have to satisfy to the regulatory. So everything's supposed to be, make sure, check. First of all, when you receive this one for when you requested for the dank test, make sure that the device is designed for waterproof. So once it's waterproof, because you don't want to we don't want an electrical component with those high power cells inside. If it has an opening, you don't want to go in and test it, because as a responsible person, you have to say no, but you have to do your due diligence to make sure if this is okay or not. And define the solution. What kind of solution is it? Water, does added salt, what percentage of salt is added, all that. And the number of dank, how many times are you gonna put inside, and specify the depths, how low from the water level, and then how long. And then you have to specify all those. And then before you dunk, you have to heat it up, the pack, and all, because accelerated is like in a different temperature and then in different conditions. You have to make sure that you tested the product. And specify drying time prior to re-submerging to the cycle. So you do all those kind of things. So those are some of the requirements. And then let's see the duration during the test. So during the test, is a device supposed to be operating or non-operating? Most of the time supposed to be operating to mimic the real world. And then as secondary, it's better to do the mass of the sample during the test and after the test. So if the device has a big opening, so you know that more water ingress, you have to stop your hand to go further until fire or other damages happen, so you can stop it and then evaluate if there's an opening. The last but the least, acceptance criteria. So your acceptance criteria is supposed to be, first of all, the sample need to function by the end, and second, you open up the sample like this, you check every entrance, every connectors, every high voltage, low voltage connectors, anything, all those. So if no water is ingress, that means you pass as a test or validation responsible person. That means you do diligent, and then you give you the data, the real so you do your validation, and then this pack can go to the vehicle and then be in the real world. Thank you. I'll see you in another video. Have a good day.